Hey, welcome to the Electronics channel. In this video, I'm going to be going through this example that you can find in the links below. And this particular circuit, what we're going to be doing is finding the Thevenin equivalent of the circuit for what the 12 kilo ohm resistor sees. So the first step in Thevenizing the circuit is removing the part of the circuit that is not part of the Thevenin equivalent. Basically, the part of the circuit that's looking at the Thevenin equivalent. So that's this 12 kilo ohm resistor here. So I just remove the resistor. And then the next step is I'm going to label the points, just so I've got a name for it. I'm going to call these 2 points A and B. And so what we're going to be doing is Thevenizing the part of the circuit that A and B are connected to. The third step of the analysis is to set all of your sources to 0. So we have voltage sources here, and to set a voltage source to 0, we set them to short circuits. If they were current sources, we'd set the current source to an open circuit. But because they're voltage sources, we set them to short circuits. So actually, I'm just going to redraw the circuit. So the new circuit with the shorted sources looks like this. And with that redrawn circuit, what we're going to be doing is finding the resistance between A and B. So basically, it's the resistance seen looking into the circuit there. Should put some numbers on here so we know what we're dealing with. We've got 2 kilo ohms there. We've got 10 kilo ohms here. And we've got 4 kilo ohms here. So what is that resistance looking into A and B? So we can call that RAB, but that's really the Thevenin resistance that we're trying to find. And this one's fairly simple. We have a 4 kilo ohm in parallel with a 10 kilo ohm in parallel with a 2 kilo ohm resistance. So it's 4K in parallel with 10K in parallel with 2K. And so that's 1 over 4,000 plus 1 over 10,000 plus 1 over 2,000, and then take the inverse of that. And that works out to 1.176 kilo ohms. So that is my Thevenin resistance. I'll just take it to 3 significant figures. Then the next step is to find the Thevenin voltage. And that's the voltage seen between A and B when that resistor is removed. So what is the AB, the VAB? Being created from the 24 volt source and from the 10 volt source. So I'm going to find this VAB voltage using superposition. There's a number of different ways you could go about doing this. To me, superposition looks like it'll be the easiest one to do. So basically with superposition, I'm going to find VAB due to the 10 volt source only, and then VAB due to the 24 volt source only, and then add those two values together. So with the 10 volt source only, I set the 24 volt source to 0. And I get a circuit that looks like this. So I've got 10 volts, and note that it's positive on the bottom. 2 kilo ohm resistor, and then a 10K and a 4K. So that can be simplified to a circuit. I can combine the 10K and the 4K together to get a circuit that looks like this. And then the voltage, the AB voltage, is simply the voltage across this parallel combination of the 10K and the 4K. And that value is 2.857. And now the AB voltage, we can use the voltage divider equation, because that 10 volts, negative 10 volts from that source is being split between those two resistors. And that works out to minus 5.88 volts. So that was only for the 10 volt source. And now for the second half of the superposition, I figure out what the voltage is due to the 24 volt source. It's pretty much the exact same circuit, with the only difference being that it's the 24 volt source with the 10 in series with the 10K, and then the 4K and the 2K are now in parallel. So I can reduce this down to this circuit, 24 volt source, the 10K in series with that, the 4K and the 2K are in parallel with each other. Gives me a 1.33 kilo ohm equivalent resistance there. And then the voltage between those 2 points is the voltage I care about. So the voltage between A and B due to the 24 volt source is 2.82 volts. And now I can take the voltage from the 10 volt source, combine it with the voltage from the 24 volt source, and that gives me the voltage between A and B when both those sources are connected. And the whole reason I'm calculating these AB voltages is because that's my Thevenin voltage. And the overall Thevenin voltage is going to be that negative 5.88 volts plus 2.82 volts, which gives me minus 3.06 volts. So I've got a Thevenin voltage of minus 3.06 volts, a Thevenin resistance of 1.18 kilo ohms, which can give me an overall circuit, an overall Thevenin equivalent circuit that looks like this. Now I've drawn this as a negative 3.06 volts with positive on this side. I could have just inverted this. I could have just inverted this and called it a 3.06 volt source. Either way is going to work. Now remember, the overall purpose of doing this was to replace this part of the circuit with the simpler Thevenin equivalent. And as far as this question goes, that's all there is to it. But what I could do to take this a step further is to put back that 12 kilo ohm source. And now that it's back, I can figure out what the voltage across it is and what is the current through it. So if I define my voltage across the load to be in that orientation and the direction of current to be down, my load current, I can figure out what the load voltage is and what the load current is. So the load voltage will simply be the voltage that's across that 12 kilo ohm resistor, so it's just a voltage divider between those two resistors. So 3.06 volts times 12K over 12K plus 1.18K. And that gives me a voltage across the load of negative 2.79 volts. And then a load current, I can use that 2.79 volts, divide it by the 12 kilo ohm resistance, and that gives me negative 0.23 milliamps. So what that's telling me, that negative 0.23 milliamps, is the current's actually going this way, which makes sense because this is actually a voltage source that's inverted that way. Current's going to go through the circuit in this direction. And that's it. That's what it takes to Thevenize this circuit, and then we went a step further and figured out what the load voltage and load current was for that particular resistor. Now the real power that comes from having Thevenize a circuit is that I no longer have to analyze the circuit like this. I can analyze the Thevenin equivalent of it. So if I needed to change that load voltage or that load resistor, replace the 12 kilo ohm, let's say, with a 1 kilo ohm resistor, I only need to analyze this circuit to figure out the current through it and the voltage across it. I don't need to go back to this original one with the two voltage sources, which would be a little bit trickier to analyze than this simpler circuit. So I hope you've learned something and have a better idea now of this particular example. And remember, look in the links below. You can see where this example problem came from. There's an online text that you can get the link for. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And that's a wrap.